Hello. Today we'll be working on the second part of the quiz of Quiz 2, Question 1, which tells us to set up a sum of accumulator and to use a for loop with a range statement to find following of range of 1 through 101, but spaced out of 2. And we were supposed to use a label print statement of shown right here in this kind of format. So we would need to have that within print statement. And starting with the code, we would have to set the summing accumulator to 0, start it off, and then we would have to start the range from 1 as the first number, and then we would have to go to all the way to 101, which we would need to space at least one more digit, or else it wouldn't go up to 101. And then since we know that the difference would be of the range would be 1 to 3, so that would be 2. So we would put 2. And then we would print I, which would print all the numbers going down all the way to 101, and space 2. And the sum accumulative would equal to the sum accumulative of everything added together, all the range numbers added together. So that'd be I, printing I. And then since we need this type of statement right here, right there, we would need to make a string, and then we would actually just print the sum accumulative, which there is the answer, but just to run it, just for the sake of the video and proving that it actually works, you press F5. Here we go. All the way from 1 to 3, 5, 6, spaced out 2, all these, all the way all to 101. They will all add up, and it would equal to 2,601. And here's the output from 4. Alright, and then moving on to the second quiz, the second problem, not bad, which would change, instead of everything adding up as usual, everything would be divided by 1, and everything would be divided from 1 by 1. Yeah. 1 would be dividing by all the range, and then we would keep everything the same, but we would change the prompt, because there's a new prompt now given for the output, and then we would have to divide everything, all the range in I. Well, we would have to divide 1 by the range of I, and then usually that's it. Everything will be kept the same. Sum accumulative, initialize it to 0 from 1 to 101, as you can see here, 1 to 101. Spacing of 2. You have the range of 1 to 101. Yeah, spacing 2. And then we would just have to change the sum accumulative of 1 divided by I, which is we already did it for the range. And then the answer would be 2.9476, yeah, all that. And if we run the program, it would make sense, because 1 over 101 is a really, really small decimal. again, here's the I, and then we will divide 1 by 1 plus 1 divided by 3, 1 divided by 5, plus 1 divided by 7, plus 1 divided by 9. This is a repeated pattern. And then everything equal to 2.9476758838. Yeah. And here is the output that was prompt within the question. And yeah, that's the answer. And you're just checking if it's calculated correctly. What I do is from the start to finish, I would just check 1, 3, spacing of 2, ending of 101. That's good. And then we divide I. This whole entire thing, this list is I. Do this. 1 divided by I. So 1 will be divided by all of this, but individually it would be adding up into this decimal right here. Yeah. Alright, then moving on to question 3 of quiz 2 part 2 would be the turtle shell. Alright. So during this question, it's told to write a function of square t, so just make a square t, which uses the turtle to draw square sides of 100, starting and ending at the lower left vertex of the square. Then after using this function, we're to write another function, line of squares t, which uses a turtle t to draw a line of 3 diagonal 100 by 100 squares, as shown later on. So we make sure to put triple quote doctrine in each function, and we're supposed to recall that t dot pu parentheses, and it picks up the pen, and pt dot pd parentheses puts down the pen for turtle t. Right. So first, in order for the program to actually run, we would actually have to import turtle, and then to actually have the screen, we would just use this prompt right here. And then just for the title, quiz 2 part 2 question 3, and then we have to define the turtle itself, which is commonly what we learned in class, test, which I already like the name, so test is neat name. And then we have to define square t, like asked within the prompt, square t, which we then add the quotations, which was asked, the triple quote doctrine doc string in each function, so that the turtle t draws a square of size of 100. So for I in range of 4, so 4 sides of the square, and then to go t dot forward, test would go forward, fd is forward, we go forward 100, and t dot lt would be test going left 90 degrees. And this would happen 4 times. So right now I kind of have this uncommented out, but we will do that for the first part of the quiz. Question 3. And we do Alt 4, and then we'll Alt 3 and uncomment this all out for now. And then we'll run the program, and here we go. Yep, that's the first part, making the square. Alright, and then after that, since we already know that the square works, we'll be moving on to the second part of the quiz of question 3, which Alt 4 to uncomment. Then we'll comment this out. Alt 3, since we already know that you can make a square. This whole entire thing would make a square. Now we would need to define, we would need to make a function of squares that would go diagonally. So line of squares t, which was suggested here, which uses turtle T to draw a line of 3 diagonal 100 times 100 squares. So 100 by 100. And for I in the range of 3, since we want to make 3 squares, since 3 diagonal squares, we would have to first use the original function in this line of squares function to draw the first square, and then we would need to pick up the pen with t.pu, like right here, so just right here, picks up the pen would then go forward 100, and then turn left 90, and then forward 100, and turn left 270, and then pen would drop down. And then this would happen 3 times, drawing 3 squares, and this was just what we defined already right here, and t would be test. It's the same right here, square test, square t. Yep. So let's run the program, and then I'll show what happens. So F5, source must be saved, save. Alright. We have 3 diagonal squares. So like before, we made the first square. It started off pointing to the right. So we would draw the first square, it would go 100 to the right, up 90 degrees, left, down, and then point right. So what we need to do is pick up the pen, move it forward 100, turn a degree of 90, left. So it's going up, then forward 100, and then it would need to turn all the way around, so it would be pointing up to 270 degrees. Actually, it'd be pointing to the right 270 degree, and then it would drop, but then it would then go around the same pattern, making another square with the same pattern, going 100 forward, 90, 100. Oh, it would go doing the square function, square test function, end up in the same direction. It would go forward 100, 90, and then, yeah, get the point. This would be the direction of where you would want the test to be, and this would just be the option to draw squares once you get into the right position in the right direction, as we see. Oh, let's run it again. See here, right direction, and it'll go back to the exact same spot as we said before. And yeah, where'd it go? Okay, there it is. Okay. Yep. So I hope this video was good. It's the first time ever making these kind of videos, so hope for some feedback in improving these videos in the future. And yeah, this was quiz 2 part 2 question 3. Again, I am Tony Luong, 9 o'clock class. That would help, but yeah, computer science, Python. Looking forward to make more videos in the future. Alright, signing out.